What initially why did you decide to bring out like an actual concept album with the Operation Mindcrime?
Well, it's something that we've been talking about doing for a while. We all grew up in the 60s and the 70s, musical influences, being what they were. Right. And quite a few of our favorite records, were concept records. The Wall, for example, and Lamb Lies Down on Broadway from Genesis, and to name a couple there, Quadrophenia. And so we really liked and were attracted to that idea, a big idea, and creating an album around it,
Okay.
And so we started moving in that direction early on in our career, and Mindcrime was a story that I had written, and got to thinking, wow, this would be a neat thing to write about, and maybe it would work in a concept form. So we tried it, and it did work,
Right. Okay. Now, with your track Lucidity, would you ever think why somebody like an MTV would continuously put it into, I guess, quote unquote airplay, on their station back in the day? Did you ever give thought to that, maybe on how they or why they might have done that?
I can't hear you very well, Richard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't quite understand what you're saying there.
Okay, sorry. This question is regarding MTV. How do you think they, or what would make you think that they would continuously support the airplay with Lucidity?
What made us think that they would support airplay with Silent Lucidity?
Yeah, how a lot of tracks kind of have like a shelf life, but they were continuously pushing it. Did you ever give reason why that might be with MTV? Is it something they just genuinely liked, or where do you see it?
Oh, it's like everything in business. The way things work is that you build relationships with people.
Yeah.
And we had a very good relationship with the people that were programming MTV at the time. Abby Conowitz was a big fan of the band, and he was the one that talked us into making a video for Operation Mindcrime for Eyes of the Stranger.
Yeah.
And with developing that relationship with him, he really liked what the band was about, and liked us as people, and so he was very supportive of what we were doing.
Okay. Now, in terms of, I guess for you guys, momentum is obviously a key ingredient for the continuous success for Queensryche, wouldn't you think? From album to album. Momentum.
Well, momentum is definitely important, with creating a feeling surrounding a project, what we call a buzz, with people excited about it and talking about it,
Okay. Now, with obviously with your last sequel, are you planning to do any further sequels on any other projects that you guys worked on in the past?
Well, the Operation Mindcrime sequel was something that was planned many, many years ago. In fact,
right.
Our original plan was to release it after the Empire album, which would have made it like 93 or something like that. Right. But no, not at hand. We're actually in the studio making a record right now. Like I'm on my way to the studio right now.
Right.
For that today. But that one was sort of one that was kind of one that we felt that was left uncompleted, so we wanted to finish that one up.
Okay. And with your current album that you guys are currently doing, what sort of concepts are you putting into the album, or are you doing it, like how are you doing it? Are you doing anything different, or just generally how are you guys going about it, I guess, lyrically?
Well, we're making this new record around the story. And the story is based upon a social commentary, really, of events and circumstances that are happening right now in our country in America.
Okay. Are you planning to? Obviously, I'm going to assume where everything's at right now, but when do you think you'll be finishing up on this new album? Do you think?
Well, I'm not sure when we'll finish, but I know the plan right now is to release it in February.
Okay. Because I was just kind of wondering maybe if that was the case, and obviously if the voting public changed direction with a new type of president, could you ever see maybe lyrically that the album could change as well because of that?
Well, it might. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of time between now and then.
yeah, that's why I'm kind of hesitating on the question, I guess. Let me get on to this last question here. With the Operation Mindcrime 2, was that pretty well your biggest tour? Like extensively in terms of number of shows that you've done, like a number of visits and whatnot?
Is it our biggest tour?
Yeah.
What you mean in number of dates?
Yeah, exactly. Most extensive, I guess is the right word.
Gosh, I don't know. We toured a lot on that record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't actually gone and looked.
Okay. Well, that's pretty well.
It was a very long tour. We did something like 90 dates, I think, in the U.S. alone.
Yeah.
And then the other countries. Well, we're very fortunate in that we tour in about 26 different countries around the world.
Yeah.
So it's quite a long endeavor when we tour. We tour about 200 dates a year.
Wow.
On average.
Wow. And that's for like also in the foreseeable future as well. I mean, with the state of the music industry and how it is, I mean, obviously more and more bands are needing to depend on touring and merchandising, I guess.
Yeah, touring is definitely a big thing with bands these days, because of course the lack of record sales anymore, sort of gutting of the musical industry from downloading. The only way you can really make a living is through touring.
Yeah.
So yes, it's become very, very important to be able to tour and to tour economically, and smartly, so you can make a living.
Yeah, obviously the way you guys are doing it as well, like with your concept albums, that obviously helps for additional, videos and whatnot, outside of the usual bands of what they do, I guess.
Well, I think that how you do it, of course, is all dependent on what you got to work with.
Yeah.
Some bands, a lot of bands can't tour. They can't keep it together, for that length of time. And touring is actually a lot of hard work, A lot of bands aren't up for that, and so therefore can't do it, A lot of bands are criminals, so they can't leave the state.
Yeah. All right, man. That's pretty well it for me. Good luck with your next project. I hope it works out for you.
Okay, well, great. Thank you, Richard, for the time. I appreciate it, man.
Okay, no problem. Thanks again. Have a good day.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Take it easy. Bye.